What's up, people? Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be reacting to FreshandFit versus the SOSCAST feminists. Alright, this video is from like two years ago, I think. Yeah, let's get into it.
Late, and then you guys might recognize our Latina living limitless Jenny Valdez in the house.
What's up, everyone?
And then our white girl living with restrictions.
We can't make that the intro every time.
Hey,
now.
you set it up.
We gotta rebrand
You
that.
set it up. Anyway, we got a special show. We got a lot of topics. We're gonna have discussions. We're gonna have some discourse. We might have some debates, but we're all gonna be friends. And maybe you meet somebody outside after the show. All right, that well. So let's just start off with what happened last night, because you guys met last night. And then we'll get into the rest of the show. So you were on the infamous Fresh and Fit show last night, the after hours show. Ironically, she's here today. That we could not set this up. Like, we did not plan this up.
Yes.
Really didn't.
Yeah.
Jenny,
He's talking about the blonde here, right? He's talking about the blonde here. She was
sorry,
on Fresh and
Amber.
Fit. She was apparently on Fresh and Fit like the night prior to this.
What happened? And then we'll let the guys.
You want them to talk about it first?
I don't know.
Yeah, the blonde. She was there. It was during like some Tommy Sotomayor fight or something. I will show the picture right now.
You were there.
You can go first. You can go
Jorge,
first.
can you turn me up a little bit, please?
It's so funny.
I definitely knew a little bit of what I was getting into. I knew it was going to be wild. I knew that it was going to be heated and passionate, and I'm a passionate person, but I have class and I have like respect for people, and so I was ready. And I feel like I held my own during the conversation. Like I wasn't quiet. It got a little heated with Tommy, but I think you guys made some very interesting points. I didn't love always the way you presented them, and I think that you could have expanded, and I'm excited to do that here in a more calm environment with some very educated people next to me. But the ending
Educated. What does that mean exactly?
of that was something I've never experienced in my life before. That level of energy. I honestly don't even know exactly the narrative, but one of the girls, Shay, and Tommy, who was the special guest, were in a very heated argument, which started about his content that he posts on Instagram. And it evolved, I guess, into a drama that they had that I don't know if anybody knew about.
We might have a clip. Do we have this? Is it okay if we show this?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean,
okay.
It's all over the internet, so.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show my own clip. I'm not gonna play theirs.
yeah, just be careful. It's not because
Mind you, this was after like 4 hours we were live. Like it was almost
you guys
over.
go for a long time, though.
Yeah.
It was at the end. We were like, I was hungry, I was tired. It was like, and she goes, one more thing.
It was 3 hours and 3 hours and like 15 minutes, and I had to
You notice that? This woman exaggerated the time. The real time was actually 3 hours and 15 minutes, right? And she just said, we were there for 4 hours, blah, 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 blah. This is what women do, guys. They will exaggerate certain elements of a story.
Can the people see what's going on when you play it?
I will be skipping and playing my own video.
Play me
Who's playing you, stupid bitch?
No, bitch, you fucking stupid.
Nobody's playing your bitch. Who's that? I'm the wrong nigga. I'm the wrong nigga.
There's gonna be some nudity. So
that's what I was gonna say. Like, stop it before that. Yeah.
So
Okay,
at
gotcha.
that moment,
Yes.
at that moment, we're in a very small
Yeah, it was serious. It was serious.
like space, and there's lots of rage and arms throwing and things throwing and fight or flight, like flight. I'm
You
trying
took
to get
off.
out of there.
Okay.
And something happened, and I've never had a panic attack before in my life. Never. But I literally couldn't breathe. You saw me. I was gasping for air, and I was super emotional because there's a huge fucking dude who's throwing fists at this girl, and she's also going crazy. People are restraining her. We're in a very small environment, and I freaked out. And
And listen to how she describes the story. She said it's this big guy doing this in a small environment. Like, she's trying to paint this distorted image of what really happened. This is just what women do. It is what it is.
you were very sweet to me, and you came and you calmed me down. And listen, I had respect for you the whole night, but when you came over and made fun of me, I was like, bro, where's your empathy? You were like, your
As if I need your fucking respect.
life was never in danger. It didn't matter. I felt scared, and you could not give a fuck. You were like, I'm gonna make fun of you tomorrow for that.
Who you talking about? Myron?
Yeah.
The mean
So you're
one?
saying Fresh was nice and Myron.
He was like,
so it's
he
naughty
was
and nice.
empathetic.
That's the good cop, bad cop
good cop,
approach.
bad cop.
Myron, what would you like to say about this? I know you're a very opinionated dude, and then we're gonna turn it over to Jenny for her opinion on this too.
Well, I guess fuck your feelings. I don't know, man. It's just another day in the office of Fresh and Fit, man. Like
But
confrontation
you're bringing
happens.
girls into this environment. Like you are. You're there facilitating your content and your viewership. You should at least make sure that they feel safe. And in that moment, I didn't. And instead of being like, hey, sorry.
Baby girl, being safe and feeling safe are two different things. No. Being safe and feeling unsafe are two different things. Like, baby girl, you were safe. How you felt is not really that important.
Are you
Well,
okay?
let me just frame this a different way. Totally understand where you're coming from. You're my homegirl. You're on the show, but I'm talking about what happened with the gentleman and the lady. Like, what happened with that? Where does that stand? Yes.
Okay.
Your feelings do matter. I'm not gonna say fuck your feelings. However,
Fuck her feelings.
he's entitled to his opinion.
Yeah.
But what happened with the gentleman and the lady? What they were arguing about? Who wants to answer that?
Basically, some stuff that he posted on his Instagram. She didn't like the way he posted certain things, and he was like, "Well, I'm going to post what I want. You can post what you want. Just don't watch the content." Which he's right. And then she struck him first, and then that's what led to all that other stuff. You know.
Yeah, she attacked him first. So
at this, she hit him first, and obviously, I'm glad I was able to get in there and break it up, and it was under control, which is why.
Did he
To
swing
me, I look
back
at it like
her?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
So
Yeah, what's the stance
So
on
hold
that?
on.
Like a chick who swings at a dude, disrespect. So
So-
a guy shouldn't hit back. What's the rule on that?
So we do it live, right? So things are fast paced.
Yep.
You're in the moment. It's heated arguments happening, and we do it live. That being said, in that environment, he felt like he was being attacked verbally and physically, right? So naturally, you're gonna want to defend yourself and do certain things. Now she did hit him, So that
yeah, she did. Okay, so this is for the women that watch me. The 15% of women who watch me. Guy, some men out there are feminists, right? So if you hit them, they will hit back. Yeah, so you better think first before putting your hands on somebody, men or women.
right there is triggering. So he's gonna retaliate in a certain way. Now, regarding the whole fight, whatever, Myron was able to hold him back, and Chris was able to
Yeah.
hold her back. So nothing happened, but it could have been bad. But we did it
Yes.
live. We didn't expect it to happen, and that's the thing about having a live show. You never know what's gonna happen. So in that environment,
Facts.
we all have our role to play. He's doing the sound equipment. He's doing like the help people stay apart. I'm doing like the consoling, all that stuff. So we have our part to play.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, it was under control, man. Like
Yeah.
it was 100% under control. Like I
Yeah.
was able to get in there, stop it. Like it was 100% under control, which is why I didn't feel empathy because I'm like, bro, it's under control. Like it is what it is. I
Which
mean,
how
you
it
can
works.
feel. The reality
You're
is
gonna be
like
a really good dad.
the reality is this: it was safe.
Yeah.
How you feel
Is immaterial.
is really irrelevant because you were safe.
you go.
Like if you didn't feel that way, I'm sorry, you might have felt that way. But
That's all.
it was.
That's
but
it.
it's-
That's literally
but-
it. It's saying, hey, I'm sorry that you felt this way. That's it.
Okay,
Jenny,
but it was
Jenny-
but it was a safe environment. I can't control how you feel. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna
You can
cry and
control it, but
hyperventilate and stuff, like that's on you. That's not on me. Like
I'm
it was
not
under
blaming
control.
you for how I feel. I'm just
was-
asking you to
it
be
was under control.
empathetic.
That's exactly what you're doing.
It was under control.
Well, I will say this: you have a
Okay, let's skip to the next part. 9:25.
Feel safe. With
okay.
You,
Do you want to give Myron a little dap real quick or no?
We're good.
All right, we're good. Jenny, let's have the lovely Latina living limitless weigh in on this. Are you familiar with anything that Fresh and Fit do? Before I get into asking them questions, thoughts, concerns, questions, anything right now in your mind.
I don't watch your podcast. I've heard of you guys, but I haven't really watched a podcast. So this is the first thing I'm
Oh, so you've heard of Fresh and Fit, but you've never watched it. Interesting.
seeing, and I'm like, whoa, this is a lot. But I would like to know. It's called Fresh and Fit. What is the message of your podcast? Like the conversations you guys have. Like what is it? Since this is value entertainment, the value of it. What is it portraying?
Basically, how would you describe?
Yeah, this woman has definitely seen Fresh and Fit. By that question, she actually tries to indirectly shame them. Like, oh, your podcast is inciting violence and blah 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 blah. That's just what they do. Indirectly, of course.
Your show for someone that hasn't you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people just explain your show. There you go.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, we help men become better men through fitness, finances, and understanding female nature. And we also help men as well, by example, how we live our lifestyles. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's basically male self-improvement. We have a Money Monday, a Womanizer Wednesday, and then like a call-in show / Fitness Friday. So we help guys with, you know, all aspects about becoming a better man. And then at nighttime, we do the after-hour show, which is 5 days a week. And then if we have a special guest in town or whatever, we'll do a show on like Tuesday or Thursday during the day. But typically we're filming easily 2 to 3 times most of the week a day. Two times per day most of the time, and then sometimes even 3 times per day, depending on if we got a guest in town, etc. Like when we had Rolo and a couple other guys last week.
So Money Mondays.
Yeah.
What was it?
Womanizer Wednesdays.
Womanizer Wednesdays.
Where we talk about dating, intersexual dynamics. We might react to something. So we did the Tinder swindler breakdown yesterday, part 1, and we're gonna do a second part on it because that documentary, even though you know a lot of people are triggered by it, it's a fantastic showing of female nature as to how men can kind of deal with women and play to their emotions to be able to get what they want. Now, obviously, he did it in a terrible way. You know, he committed fraud and
are
everything.
you ladies familiar with this Tinder swindler?
No.
Yes.
Explain that, please.
Long story short, guy uses charm, looks, and affluence to con women into giving him large sums of money. He would take money, go to another girl, show her an extravagant lifestyle, build rapport with her, start finessing her for money, and then go to girl number 3, etc. And just
This is what we
kept
call in the
fraud.
financial world a Ponzi scheme.
Exactly.
yeah.
You know, he didn't have any money. He got money from a lady. He used that money to prove to this person, hey, look at these returns that I'm getting. All right, boom, boom, boom. And then basically just like in the 2008 recession when everybody wants their money back, boom, who's left holding the hot potato. So what ended up happening with this guy?
So yeah, he ended up going to jail, and he's actually out now. Like he's on
Living
Instagram,
scot-free.
living life and
Can
everything.
we pull him up, Eric? This
that women employ on men, but it's just very rare when a man is able
Exactly.
to reverse it and finesse a woman. Hell, when a man finesses a woman, it's a documentary and everyone knows about it. But when a woman finesses a man, nobody cares.
It's
you know what I'm
just,
saying?
you know, vanilla ice cream at
Yeah,
that point.
another day in
And
office.
ladies, if a guy, attractive ladies, got your shit together, good looking dude, he starts asking you for money, how do you respond?
This is a bad question by Adam. Listen, guys. Women will answer things in a way that won't make them look bad. Alright? They will always virtue signal and act like they would actually act with reason and rationale when in that actual situation, which is obviously false.
Negative.
Just
Of course. Of course.
Now you're not going to ask what it's for. How can I help? What is it? Just like, I'm not giving you
If
shit.
I just met you and you're asking me for money, why are you asking me for money?
No, that's for family, friends, people you trust with years and years, and even then,
that comes with
Of course they're gonna say that.
money.
no, that's for
They are answering this in 2020 hindsight.
family, friends, people you trust with years and years, and even then,
that comes with time.
What do you think was so attractive about this man that these women were willing to give him? Did he know them for an extended period of time? Was it like a
like he
hit it and quit it kind of a thing?
He would date them for several months, sometimes a year plus.
And
what
he
would
showed
do,
them the lifestyle.
He showed them a certain lifestyle.
He sold them a dream,
He took them
basically.
on planes.
Did he have money from the jump, or was it all just Ponzi scheme?
Yeah, he was. I mean, I don't know
There was
his
credibility. You could Google
background,
him and
but-
his family. That's why there was like you could see that he was the son of a diamond tycoon.
But that was a lie.
Right,
He
but
wasn't, but-
right.
So
but
he basically planted stories on the internet to
He created
validate who he was.
a
Yeah,
whole
what is
personality
it?
online, and you could see it by articles. You see it by like his business, his planes, all that lifestyle,
Yeah.
Instagram. So he had the perception out there that he was
But it was all fake.
somebody. So seeing that, he approaches you. Hey, you know what? I want you to be my girl. I want you to live with me. I want you to take care of me. Sorry, be with me. You're like, okay, you know what? If I'm his girlfriend and he needs help, he's rich, so he'll pay me back. That's the whole premise of
essentially.
All right, let's skip to 1608. 1608.
as well.
We don't- But yeah, so from the law enforcement perspective, fraud all day, wire fraud, and then from the Womanizer Wednesday perspective,
Yes.
the dating side is he was able to play to women's emotions, and he was able to hit certain trigger points that were extremely, how do I say this, sensitive. So what he basically did for one of the girls, right, was he told her, hey, I want you to go apartment shopping. I want you to move in. And she spent like a whole day looking at, lavish apartments, etc. And she's like, oh, I can feel it. Like she can almost taste the fact that they're going to be together, in a
So basically, he built rapport with these women.
living together. And then bam, he drops on her next day. Oh, me and my friend got assaulted, my security guard. I need help, blah, blah, blah. And it would be very strange for her to not help him after he kind of had set this dream up. So she was in a vulnerable position because he had sold her the dream, and then he told her, hey, spend a day going looking at apartments so she could feel it. And then bang, he reverses it, pulls the rug from underneath her. Hey, I need $30,000 because I can't use my cards anywhere. They're tracking me. My life is in danger. And she started sending the money to him through credit cards, taking loans, etc. And he got her.
Now, based on the elaborate scheme this guy put together and how he broke it down, you know, the guy says, babe, we're gonna move in. Like, these women are in love with him,
Yeah.
I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can
they
you
are.
see why maybe now they gave him money? Like, I knew you said hard no way. But if a guy's like, listen, we're dating together, we're gonna look for apartments together. There's that emotional component right there.
For sure.
Does that put yourself in these women's shoes? What
just
is your
feel like,
perspective on that?
In my opinion, I can only speak on my
Yeah, of
personal
course.
standpoint. I don't think I would put myself in that situation. Like,
Of
I'd be
course.
able to read
Of course.
that.
You would call bullshit
100%,
long before.
100%.
Amber, any different perspective?
We're just, I guess, in different periods in our life than these women. They were a slightly older demographic. They weren't in their 20s, right? I mean, they were women who were a little bit more established and had money, or
Right.
were willing to put themselves in a financial.
You're like, listen, I
instability.
can't give you 10 grand. If you wanted to go to Chipotle, I got you,
I
baby.
got you. Exactly. And I think women were always kind of a little bit more protective of just everything in general, right? I mean,
Their resources? Yeah.
physically, that's why yesterday my alarm system went up because at the end of the day, I need to provide for myself, and I need to make sure I'm okay. And financially, those are my only assets right now. So to give that to somebody, no matter how much love they're like promising me, unless they had given me not just an experience but actual money in the past, if they had given me 50,000 and I knew that like that was something that an exchange was happening that was possible, sure, maybe, I don't know. But to give 30,000 or to take out a loan, that's a whole other.
These women are pretending that they would actually act rational in that situation. But we all know they wouldn't, right? We all know they wouldn't.
Their story. Take out a loan, you're ruining your credit for somebody you don't know that well? No fucking way.
Well,
Not really your
that's the
credit.
thing. They knew each other well. I mean,
Yeah.
with all due, I mean,
Here we go.
okay, I'll just say it, but whatever.
Fuck my feelings.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Women's feelings change a lot. Women
Yes,
are
they do.
emotional creatures. It's easy for you guys here to say in 2020 hindsight, I would never do that. But
Exactly.
if a man showed you a certain lifestyle, he had a bunch of social proof. He's walking around with security. He's showing you his baby mom. You're riding in private jets. You're going all around the world. He's creating a certain lifestyle for you, right? And you really feel like this is going to be the guy, and you've been dating him for a year, whatever.
Yes, they would send him that money.
I beg to differ. I think you guys would send him some of that money. I don't think you guys would
Yes,
be
they
so,
would.
oh, you know what? Nah, man, I don't believe it.
Yes, they would.
Women are
But
ruled by their emotions.
if he had money, why is he asking me for money?
Well, here's the thing. He came up with an elaborate story. Hey, I was assaulted. My credit cards don't work anywhere, etc. Whole
The old
plan
Kevin
of,
Hart thing. My
I-
debit
I-
card
like-
ain't attached to
I
my
hear
credit
he
card,
can't
my
ask-
checking account.
I don't know the story, but he couldn't ask his family members for the money?
Well, the way he put it was his life is in danger, and he didn't want to be traced, so he had to use another name.
Right. See, I wouldn't be with somebody whose life is in danger in this way. Like
But
that's
some
not
women,
This bitch is capping. Women get aroused by men who casually swim in danger. That's what it is. These women are answering these questions in 2020 hindsight. That's what they're doing. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
women are probably
What
turned on
I'm-
by the.
And they're probably not doing this on purpose. That's just the programming, guys.
What
the
I'm trying to
glamour
say
of
is
that
like
lifestyle.
you would ask questions to receive answers. You get me? Like you're not just gonna send over $30,000 without questions
I
to
think
be
the
asked.
biggest part here is that like someone you cared about was in trouble, and you care about them so much. So you know what? Damn, my soon-to-be husband or my guy, my man is in trouble. I need to help him.
Yeah.
That urgency there, like you can't come up with that on the spot. It was built over time. And if you care about the person, you know what? Damn it, I don't have the money right now, but I'll take out a loan to help him because he's gonna pay me back maybe in the future.
Your rationale is going to go out the window.
Yeah,
and
it's-
especially,
Here
like, I don't
Especially since she's a woman. Say it, Myron.
want to sound like a jerk or a sexist
You
or whatever,
don't?
but women are emotional creatures. Like, women are ruled
Yes, they are.
by their emotions.
And we're not saying this. We're not saying it's a bad thing, guys. Like, never. Yeah.
Like, that is why this guy was able to swindle. He played the game to women's weaknesses, which is their emotional instability a lot of the times.
Yeah, and we are emotional creatures. I mean,
Thank God.
we
Thank God.
we create
We have
life
to care,
inside of us,
and we have to care for that life.
What does that have to do with anything?
And I think it is. You did make a valid point of saying that he appealed to those emotional needs and was
Yes, he did.
able to grab women. I think a lot of men who are successful get a lot of women because not only financial needs, but because they're able to use that as an asset to get them in an emotional state, right? So there's definitely value and valid statement to that. I just think
Lots and lots of bimbo babble here.
I do think that asking questions and knowing more about your partner, because if he had multiple women, I'm assuming?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they didn't know
obviously.
that.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, so time, right? Like, if he had multiple women, like, what was the time? I'm sure he gave them lies, but as women deep down inside, you have an intuition and you're
I'm
able
telling you,
to
they were
map
dating-
things
they were
down.
Women's intuition is bullshit. There is no such.
For months or a year plus at a time. So again, we don't know everything that transpired because
Right.
you're only going to see the highlights from the show.
100%.
But the fact that they sent the money without necessarily asking too many questions so easily and were willing to take out loans and put their neck on the line from a financial perspective to help him tells me that he built an enormous amount of rapport with these women.
And he knew how to pick them too.
Yes.
He knew how to pick them
targeted
too.
I don't
but-
think he
This is a way of trying to like disqualify what Myron is saying. That's a way of disqualifying.
would have targeted somebody like Jenny.
But here's the thing. I know for
See? You see? That's how she disqualifies this, whatever he's saying.
a fact, the fact that these women gave him so much money, right, when women are not built to be providers for men, tells me that he played the game very well because he took
Yes, he
women
did.
out of their element, right, used their emotions against them, and turned them into something they're not typically used to being, which is what? A provider for a man. He was able to flip the roles. But you can only do that as a man if you built an enormous amount of rapport and attachment, which is what he did.
This guy's like the James Bond of ripping off women. It's
Yeah.
pretty impressive
Yeah.
what he's done.
And also just
Yeah.
Let us skip 22:47. 22:47.
Anybody in a relationship currently?
No.
Does anybody have multiple girlfriends that they want to admit to on camera in front of people? All right, that's me, guys. I haven't. But all right, let's
Yeah,
start with
I
you
deal with
first.
multiple girls. I'm open about that.
Straight up.
Yeah, I tell every girl I deal with I'm not going to be monogamous to you. That's stupid for me to do that.
You tell them straight up, I will not be monogamous with
Yeah,
you.
I think it's
Okay.
I think it's absolutely stupid for a man to be monogamous if he reaches a certain level.
Okay, and when did this philosophy start for you?
Well, I grew up in a Muslim household, right? So it's kind of already been something that I've seen, but it's just an uncomfortable reality that here in the West we don't want to accept is that men and women are not the same. So a man having a lot of women is not the same as a woman having a lot of men. So once a man, and it's been that way since the beginning of time, kings, sultans, rulers of countries or whatever it may be, powerful men have always had hordes of women. They might have their main woman or two, right, that they marry or have a relationship or children with, but they'll have other women as well. So I think if a man works his ass off to get to a certain
Yeah, if men can have sex with other girls, they generally will. That's just what it is.
point, he should be able to enjoy the fruits of his labor, and a part of that is the ability to have sexual abundance.
Why do you think it's different from men versus women?
We're biologically different,
And here we go. Here we go.
and that pretty much.
She means just in that specific example.
As far as like why can't women have
Multiple partners.
Right.
Why can't women be hoes? That's what she's asking. She's probably a hoe. Her asking this, we know she's probably a hoe.
Like, why is it okay for men to have multiple women, but it's not okay for women to have multiple men?
Hey, no, women can
Yeah, no one says it's not okay. It's just
absolutely do whatever they want.
it's just unacceptable for some of us.
They can have multiple men too, but
For most of us.
they're not necessarily set up for it from a biological
They're not built for it. They're not built for promiscuity, basically. Their reproductive system is literally not built for this.
perspective, and a woman that has a lot of men is not the same as a man that has a lot of women, because a man that has a lot of women has to bring value to the world to some degree, versus a woman that has a lot of sex with different men loses her value.
Yes, she does.
So
Do you disagree with that?
How does a man add value by having sex with multiple women? And how does a
He doesn't add value necessarily. It just shows his value. Having sex with a lot of girls, it doesn't bring you value. It just shows your value, essentially.
woman deep?
And it's not the only metric that shows that a guy is high value. No, it's not the only one. Of course, money, fitness, and whatever are into that. are included in that. But sleeping with girls just shows that you have value, basically.
Value by having sex with multiple men.
Because men aren't measured
It's a good barometer, basically.
on their, men are measured by the world, what you create, you know, your status, your income, etc. Like men must go out into the world and create and become a somebody, and then a
Yes.
byproduct of them becoming somebody is women are attracted to him. There's a reason why you look at musicians, popular athletes, etc. They have a bunch of women coming after them. Why? Because they've accomplished something in the real world, and the byproduct is the women. So the women is not, but for women, it doesn't necessarily operate that way. So a man having sex with a lot of women, you know he's doing something right. If you see a guy
Myron,
with an
let me-
attractive model,
But why for women does it not operate that way?
because
Is what
men
I'm
and women
asking.
aren't the same. We're just not the same.
Like I said, she's probably a hoe.
But you're saying like men are creators, like women are creators too. We're all creation, right? Like we were born in creation.
This is the bimbo babble I was talking about.
Yeah.
So why are we not creators?
I'm talking about creating, like going out to the world and building and becoming
In the
somebody.
marketplace.
You're talking to speak like completely capitalistic, not like contributing art or culture or anything like that.
I mean, that could be a byproduct of it, but the man goes out into the world and creates a last name that woman fights to try to get.
There
So
you
here's
go.
what I want
There's
to
a
know.
reason why a woman takes a man's last name and the man doesn't take hers.
There you
Okay,
go.
explain. I would love to hear.
I just
These are just facts, dude.
explained it. The man goes out
because
to
of
the
what
world.
because of what he built, so his legacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going and building this name, and a woman wants to fight to get that name from that man.
Men lead, women follow.
Beautiful.
But Myron, here's the question for you, bro.
Yeah.
You don't think it can be a balance? Like know your role, know
More
when somebody
nonsense.
has to lead and know when somebody has to follow. Like
Nonsense.
both men and women are
Nonsense.
feminine and masculine energy. Like I don't think a man always has to sit in his masculine energy.
Men lead, women follow.
Beautiful.
Well, here, let me get to this
This dude is immovable.
point, Jenny. Hold on one second, and then we'll get
Wow.
You're getting a little
Yeah, she's getting a little riled up. I noticed.
fired up. I love it. And then I want to hear from you, bro, because go ahead, Amber.
Do you care about being liked for your personality at all, or is just like your status? Like, would you like a woman?
And here we go. Here we go.
To be attracted to who you are as a person, or does that not matter to you?
If you don't reach a certain status, she's not going to give a fuck about your personality. That's the reality.
I don't believe that's true. I really don't. Like, I know you're living in your male experience, but I live in my female experience, and I have
Okay.
female friends.
Well, guess what, honey? We've been hearing your female experiences since the 60s. We've had enough of that. It's time for us to speak out. Okay? So get the fuck out of here.
And the first thing that somebody is attracted to is your personality, charm, and your charisma. The assets are benefits, but they are
I mean, there's a lot of overweight broke guys that have pretty good personalities, but you don't want to fuck them, do you?
not the end all be all. We need to connect in order to feel safe and to be attracted.
That's fantastic that you feel that way. But have you ever dated a woman as a man?
I have not.
Okay, so let me.
Think about it. Like, have I?
break.
Good question, Myron. Good question. As usual, the women are just going to give us politically correct answers to hide their true nature. That's just...
I had to do some math in my head right
let
there.
me,
For that.
let me break it down.
Yeah.
The charisma and everything else. Yes, you're 100% right. You need to be socially calibrated. You need to be able to speak. You need to have confidence. You need to be ambitious,
course.
etc. All these
Of
things.
course.
However, a woman isn't going to even give you the chance to play the game unless you're of a certain level. And the more
you
attractive the
go.
girl is, the more competitive it must be to be able to even get a shot. There's girls that won't even look your way unless you're of a certain status. So
There
you can
are
have all
girls,
these.
but there are other girls too. And I just wanted, like, you
Well, guess what? Most girls are the former, including you, baby.
speak so much in generalizations about women and the way they behave. And that's fine. But there are other girls who are attracted to
Well,
personality.
here's
The
the
people who
thing.
want to create in the world, they want a partner to create and
Well,
collaborate
Amber,
with.
Amber,
I
let me
mean-
ask you and Jenny a question. You got a guy. You're dating a guy. He's doing okay. He's fine. You got a guy. You're dating a guy. He's doing okay. He's fine. You like him. You're into his personality. Okay, that's exhibit A. You like him. You love him. There's another guy who's worth way much more money, way much more social credibility, just bringing a lot more quote unquote value to the relationship, to the marketplace. Are you willing to put up with a little bit more nonsense for that guy? Just a little bit more? Or is it like, I will not be disrespected. I don't care how much money, how much wealth, how much fame you
100%,
have.
Adam.
Good question. Good question. The women are obviously going to pick a choice that will make them look bad, right?
I
How does
have
it
never
work?
dated a rich man. I've always dated creators, people who are at the same
You've never dated a rich man? What do you consider as rich?
same status as me, and maybe that will change.
Because women are very good at verbal jujutsu, man. Rich to her could only mean like making like 2 million a year plus. That's probably what rich is to her. Yeah, like they will. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Maybe now that I'm 28 and I am looking for somebody who I can settle down with, maybe those
Translation: now that I'm 28 and I've had my fun, now I can settle down. That's what she means by that.
things will matter more to me. I'll give you that. I don't know yet because I haven't. At this moment, my main priority is connecting with somebody I like and have fun with who respects me. If one person put a hand to me, I don't care how
What a very nebulous answer, baby.
much fucking money you have.
Okay.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
obviously that's it.
A hand to me or anything disrespectful.
Jenny, you've dated some, as you've said,
Successful men.
Again, what women say and what they do are two different things.
Successful men, guys who got their shit together. There's a reason you date. I mean, kind of to Myron's point, there's a reason you date more successful guys and not just, nice guy that you kind of meet. Or is there
Oh, so she fucks rich guys, basically.
anything, like, why would you do, I guess the question is, why date a successful guy? What do they do to you versus like an unsuccessful guy?
Well, number one, I think
The lifestyle?
one in a relationship is respect. Whatever that entails, right? If you have multiple women.
The number one thing is respect. What they mean by this, it means just that they want a pushover that'll let them do whatever it is that they want to do and say whatever it is that they want to say. That's what she means by that, basically. Again, what women say and what they do are two different things.
As long as your women know, I think that's fine.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I
You're
mean?
good with that.
Yeah,
I am too, by the way.
So you're both good with Myron having multiple
Absolutely.
women.
If that's what he wants and his women know, I think there's no foul play,
I am
right?
If that's what he wants.
100% in agreement.
Yeah, because
It's just-
everybody's listen. There's so many things in this world. He's open about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's admirable. I just think sometimes maybe his approach with women, like I just met him and like I don't know, like certain gestures he makes is very like.
You see this, gentlemen? Do you see this? This is attraction, guys. Well, not attraction. I would say it's arousal. Yeah, that's more like it. This is arousal right here. Myron is a fucking gangster, dude.
Like
It's scary.
Like oh my, it's not scary.
He's a manly dude.
It's not scary. That's
Yeah.
fine. He sits very high in his masculine energy, but I do feel like one day a woman will come and really help bring out a side of you
Yeah, she about to spot some nonsense.
that will.
Do you think
Create some peace.
for someone like Myron, do you think have you ever had your heart broken, bro?
Alright, guys, I'm just gonna end it here. I will be uploading part 2 very soon. Very soon. Adam Sosnick, please don't hit me with a copyright strike. I don't know how you are when it comes to these type of things, but yeah, just take it easy. Take it easy. Alright? Yeah. So please, 5 likes for part 2. Subscribe. My internet is ruining my mojo. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it here. Subscribe, goddammit. Subscribe.